Hey folks, welcome to the MasterThatRiff. In this lesson we're going to look at playing the Scratch by Blues Saraceno. This is in standard tuning. The actual recording's a little bit flat of standard tuning, but I'm doing it in standard tuning here. And it's mostly based around kind of like an E or E7 kind of tonality. You know, kind of bluesy, funky thing. So what I'm going to start off with here is I'm going to slide down the E string from roughly about kind of you know, it's about, I would guess maybe 16th fret-ish to 8th fret. But what I'm doing is I'm sliding down there, then I'm doing a little percussive down-up, and this is the core thing to this riff, this rhythm of playing kind of on the beat with down-up. And what I'm doing there is I'm just resting my left hand over the kind of strings, and I'm aiming mostly for the kind of treble strings to get more of a higher kind of pitch kind of scratch sound. Hence the tune. So I'll do that, down, up. Then I'm going to play an octave at the 7th fret here, E octave. So I'm doing 7th fret the A string and 9th fret the G string. I play that with the 1st and 4th finger. You can do it 1st and 3rd, whatever. But basically I'm slide down, play that octave, then open E string. So it's like a 1 and. So the way that these little percussive things come in is they're on the beat and the chords on the off beat. So it has this kind of, you know, backbeat kind of feel to it. So you've got that percussive sound again, down up. Then I'm going to play F sharp power chord. Some 2nd fret E string, 4 and the A and the D strings there. And I'm using 1st, 3rd and 4th fingers. So it's, yeah. Then I'm going to play G power chord. So I just take that up 1 fret, 3rd fret E string, 5th A and the D. Percussive again, then up to an A power chord, so got 2 frets, some 5th fret E, 7 and A and the D. Yeah, so that from the octave kind of goes. Yeah, and that's kind of your first bar there. The second bar, we continue climbing up this kind of harmony. I've got my percussive sound again. I'm going to play a C sharp power chord, but I'm also going to bar the E string to bring a G sharp in the bass to make it a bit bigger and thicker. So I've got 4th fret the A, 6th on the D and G strings there, again with the 1st, 3rd and 4th fingers, but I'm barring the E string at the 4th fret as well. So you get that chord. Got my percussive sound. Move it up a half step, so my D power chord with that A in the bass, so 5, 7, 7 on the A, D and G strings, 5 and E string. Percussive sound, then I take it up another half step. So I've kind of got this E power chord, so I'm at 6th fret of the A and then 8 on the D and G strings. Again, I'm barring that E, 8th fret of the E string as well. Yeah. So that kind of goes. Then I got a percussive sound. Then I'm going to change that E flat into an E flat 9. So what I'm going to be doing here is I've got my percussive down up. Then I'm going to play 6th fret that A string with the middle finger. My 1st finger plays 5th fret the D string. And I'm going to bar the G and the B strings at the 6th fret with the 3rd finger there. Yeah, so you get your 3rd flat 7, 9th interval there. But this isn't a lead in chord basically for the next one, which is your E9, that's your kind of root chord. So play that chord, move it up a half step to an E9. Hit it with 2 downstrokes, that's the start of the next bar. So what I'm doing there is I'm hitting all strings. So I've got the bar hitting the G, B and E strings now. Yeah. So that, with that E chord kind of goes. Yeah, and that's on your beat. Then we go back to the start. F sharp power chord. G, A, C sharp, B, E flat. And instead of playing that E flat 9 leading in, we've just got a percussive down up now. Kind of 4 E and a, okay, before we get into the next part of the riff. So I'm going to play all that slowly, sounds like this. Yeah. Now the next part of the riff, I'll look at the little kind of whammy bar bit, the little melody part that the blues is playing, but we've got this little funky riff behind that, I think it's kind of more than one guitar, so I've arranged this for kind of one guitar part, but I think there's overdubs there. I think there's a guitar that's just doing like a percussive kind of funky thing. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to slide into this E7 chord. So what I'm doing here is I'm starting off the 8th fret of the D, 6th fret of the G, 8th fret of that B string. I'm using 3rd, 1st and 4th finger. You can imagine like this bar chord, the 7th bar chord, but I'm playing it from the 5th. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is do a grace note slide in that. So I slide up a fret, so I'm at 9, 7, 9 on the D, G and B strings. Hit it, and then hit it twice like that. And then I've got a kind of percussive down up there. And this is going to be in between each of these little notes there. So you've got, so I do a down up, and then on the kind of offbeat, I've got 7th fret of that G string with the 1st finger. Yeah. Then I've got percussive down up again. Then I'm going to slide 9 to 7 in the D string. Play 5th fret of that D string there. And then what it sounds like is he slides back up the neck. Once you've done that, you've got a down up which leads into the kind of next bar. So slowly that sounds like this. Yeah. So when you begin to speed up, you know, you've got that kind of little percussive down up going on again. Then the next bar, we've just done this. Then I'm going to play the E string twice. Yeah. It sounds like the bass is doing the same note there, so it's tricky to discern, but I think for the rhythm and arranging this for one guitar, hitting that twice kind of works. So I do that down up, or down down, sorry, because it's one and. Then I've got my percussive down up. 7th fret of that G string again, percussive down up. Then I'm going to slide 9 to 7 again in the D string, just all as we did before. Then I play 5th fret of that D string, but I don't do the slide up. You just kind of mix that in the 8th note there. And then you would get back into kind of, yeah, so it's like a 2-bar riff repeated twice. So let me play the 2 bars slowly with the percussive sound so you get an idea what it sounds like. Then you repeat. Okay. Now, the melody over this is pretty much outlining these little chord tones of your E7. So what he's playing here is he's going to be starting up at the 17th fret on the high E string. So you slide into that. That's like a 4th relative to your kind of root note of E. But what it is setting up that note there, which is your major 3rd of the E7 chord. So you're doing 17, then you do 16th fret of that E string there. So you slide up. Any of the notes that sustain in this little melody, like longer than a half note, you give a waggle with a bar. Then I'm going to go to 17th fret of the E string, so it's my root note. Then 15th fret of the B string there. So it's my root note at my flat 7 interval, you know, giving you your 3 flat 7 for the 7 chord. So it's, yeah. Then we repeat that again. No slide this time. Then it's 17th fret, 22nd fret. So that's the flat 7 interval up an octave from here. And then he repeats it. And then the last time it kind of lasts for 2 beats before you get into kind of the soloing that he does. Yeah. And that's it. That's the scratch, Blues Saraceno. Always great to do a bit of Saraceno, particularly, you know, when we've got this guitar. So I want to say a huge thanks for Joe for suggesting this lesson for the MasterThatRiff. And if that's something you want to do, suggest lessons or get access to the animated tab for this, or the helix patch I created, and the tone tips, or generally all the other lesson materials we've got on there for like backing tracks for Master That Gear videos, and slowed down tracks, backing tracks for Master That Solo, etc. All that stuff's available to Master the Guitar patrons, so you can come over and check that out and join in the community. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, all those places. And if this is your first time here and you want to keep up to date with stuff, please hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell as well, so you're hopefully YouTube lets you know when I upload stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. Have fun with that. I'll see you soon.